to talk to this bloke. He is the best researcher.
Yes.
If I was the police, I'd have this bloke as a bloke gets his metal detector out.
Yep.
As opposed to what's happening at the Nude Festival.
Yep.
And I'd have him working for me like that bloke used to be on the TV, The Whisperer or something. You know, the bloke who used to go out...
Oh, the Horse Whisperer?
No, there was a bloke on TV, not a bad style bloke. He's an Australian. He used to be in a program where he went out with the cops and... I can't think of...
The only thing I didn't like this morning was, I know that Harold likes to get into the moment, but he did need to send us a photo of him getting into the Nude Festival spirit.
No, it's with his metal detector.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now,
strategically placed.
It's 8:17. We've got Paul Plant coming on at about 8:40. Jeff Harrison is going on about stuff all the time here. I'll have to read it after. But listen, let's talk to Harold the H. Peacock, and he's going to tell us about a 111-year-old fatal shooting at an Ipswich school. How are you, Harold?
I'm very well, thanks, Danny. You were thinking of the mentalist. I'm the detectorist.
That's right.
The good analogy.
The mentalist. That's it. Yeah, Simon. Someone.
But it's just. Yeah, something like that. But he wouldn't have solved this fatal shooting at the Ipswich school Fete 111 years ago. It was confounding.
So it's been solved?
No, the culprit was never identified. But let me get to this, because it's the Ipswich Central State School, which is still there. It was founded in 1861, and a boy was shot dead there during the school fete in 1912.
Wow.
Back then it was called the Boys Central State School, and the incident naturally threw a gloom over the whole fete. Ruined the day.
Really? Wonder why?
But it did. But the headmaster then was Mr. Carl William Herman Reinhold. But the killing didn't seem to affect his career at all. You see, he ended up being head teacher at Ashgrove, Monkland, South Brisbane, East Brisbane, Herberton, as well as Ipswich Central, on his way to becoming one of the highest-ranked school inspectors in the state. In fact, Reinhold even became a member of Parliament.
Wow.
Now, the outcome of the 1912 fete wasn't affected either, because the school committee was congratulated for making a healthy profit of £71 6pence on the day. Now, the boy who was fatally shot was 12-year-old Henry Bowen Anderson, or better known as Harry Anderson, and he lived on Ipswich Street here in Ipswich. And there were plenty of witnesses who were questioned at the inquiry that followed. There was a secretary of the school committee, George Lobb. He was an engineer in the railway department and later divorced his wife because she went insane. Dr. Edward Elmsley Brown was a doctor who unsuccessfully treated the boy. Today, Dr. Brown is considered the greatest physician in Ipswich history. It was Dr. Brown's son who, as a 2-year-old, would set world records for air travel between Australia and England.
Wow!
Then there was Theodore Coleman. He was conducting a shooting gallery at the fete. It was the kind of gallery, you know, the kind with metal ducts that move along as target.
Yes.
It was a gun. It was a gun from his gallery that was used to kill the boy. Now, Coleman later became a private investigator in Ipswich. In one of his cases, he investigated a woman who was weak and anemic until she was cured by the miracle drug known as Dr. William's pink pills. And afterwards, Coleman caught the woman misconducting herself to man other than her husband in the back of a motor car. But then there were witnesses, the other boys from the school. There was 12-year-old Robert Johnson, who lived in Syntax Street at Sadler's Crossing. A few years earlier, he'd watched his own brother die at a similar age. Another boy was 12-year-old Victor Seaman. He lived at 1 mile and was standing nearest Harry when he was shot. One of Seaman's uncles was the mayor of Toowong, and another had been killed by lightning at Sandy Gallop Asylum. Seaman's father had been the star witness in 2 high-profile legal proceedings in Ipswich. One was into the big stink when a foul stench attacked the Salvation Army meeting, and the other was for the conviction of Australia's youngest forger in Ipswich.
Oh, my God.
Then there was 12-year-old Leslie Outridge from Denmark Hill. Outridge admitted that he had fired the last shot before the same rifle was turned on young Harry.
Wow.
Outridge was the son of a magnate of the Australian pearling industry. Two of Outridge's brothers the following year were sent to Hamilton College in country Victoria. That's a school that today is reputedly haunted by the ghost of Mary Astor, who I've told you about, and she might actually be Outridge's mother.
Oh.
Now, no one was ever charged over Harry Anderson's killing.
Really?
The story given by the shooting gallery attendant, Coleman, was accepted. And that was that he was bumped by a boy after loading a rifle, and that's what caused the gun to be fired. The boy who bumped Coleman and so caused young Harry's death was never identified. No one owned up, of course. And Harry, I don't think he's remembered at Central State School today. There isn't even a plaque there for him. And Danny, I think maybe there should be. A 12-year-old boy shot and killed at your Fete. He's got to be commemorated, isn't he?
I think you're right, but see, probably like nobody wants to own up and accept things that happened. They want to under the carpet stuff. But you're right.
Well, you've got to learn from the past so you can be safe in the future, don't you?
I totally agree. If you forget about your past, you don't have a future, in my opinion. What a great story, built up with so many avenues to it. You're a genius, absolute genius.
And so many characters are involved in this, but there's also Harry's father, Mr. Henry de Berg Anderson.
Yes.
He was manager of the Ipswich branch of the Australian Joint Stock Bank. I'll tell you more about him next week and how he led me to directly connect Ipswich to one of the...
Wow. You've got to get onto this Ipswich City Council.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, it's good stuff, isn't it?
It's great stuff. And historyouthere.com, are you there? I think we might have lost Harold.
Yeah, I think we did, actually. I'm not really sure what happened there. But
Harold, what? I hope he's okay. I hope somebody...
oh, no, there he is.
I thought you were stunned into silence.
No, well, we had a bit of a glurgy there, but, mate, you're going to put this up on History Out There. Don't forget, we're still chasing the Arkers, all right? Burlesque or whatever.
Yeah, well, the story... Yeah, well, I should give a shout-out to Shirley. She's one of our Arkers on a video in the past. Shirley's listening right now, so good morning, Shirley.
Shirley, I'll just talk to you in our language. Ark, ark, ark. And Damien? Ark, ark, ark. There we go. It's good having you on listening, Shirl, at 8:24. And don't forget to go to historyouthere.com. And, Harold, you'll have that up tomorrow morning.
First thing in the morning on historyouthere.com.
And maybe people want to come to the Nude Festival on the 26th or 29th and just get around flapping their arms going, hark, 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 like that. And they'll just look at you and go, there's another silly nudie.
Yeah, I don't want to see that one, thanks, Dan.
All right, it's 8:25. We're live and local right here on West Bremer Radio.